Hello everyone and welcome to another release note video. I'm Andreas, the product manager for TargomoLOOP, and today I will introduce you to 5 new features that have made their way to TargomoLOOP. So let's get right into it. The first feature is about counting competitors. When you are analyzing potential sites, you may want to know how many competitors are around you. Of course, if you want, you can do that and see that directly on the map. You can count the number of competitors around each location. So here I have a potential site, and here in my 15 minutes catchment by car, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 competitors. But of course, if I have a list of competitors that I need to analyze pretty fast, this would not be a scalable approach. So we now have a feature to do that in Loop, to count competitors around in the catchment efficiently. To discover that feature, you need to go to the settings. On the data page, you need to go on the add data button. Now you can see that there are, this is a new page here that we've added. I'll talk about this in a moment. But what's interesting for us is the reachable locations. So I click here on this, and I can see here that I have the different categories that are in my project that are listed here. And what I'm interested in doing is basically selecting the competitors, so Helvig, Globus, Bauhaus, and TUM, and I add them as a group. And that's the very important part here, which is that in the past I could add them individually, but now I can say I want to group them, and that makes digesting the information a bit easier. So I can then choose a catchment here, and you can see that the data has been added. Now we will see the results when I check the location. This is still being calculated, but you can see that there is a line with the competition here that will appear in a moment. And of course, it appears for all types of locations, so also your existing locations will have this count. And you can see it here, as predicted, we have 7 competitors in the 15 minutes catchment. All right, so this was the first feature that I wanted to talk about. The second one is about data categories. So you may have seen it here when I added data. We have now different types of data, 12 to be more precise. There's no new data here. We just chose to basically present the data in a new and more coherent way. So you can find directly, for instance, the demographic here. You can find the housing stock. You can find the footfall data here. You don't need to search all of these data either under a POI category or a statistics category as it was in the past. So the data is more discoverable. What we also did is to expose these new data categories here on the left when you look at a location. So you can group by catchments the data here. You can also group it alphabetically, but now you can also say that you want to have it grouped by type. And what this will do is basically group the data using these new different data categories. So you can find here the demographics, income and spending, car ownership, reachable locations, and vehicle traffic. So it's a new way for you to organize the information that you need to analyze. All right, so this was the second feature. Let's go on to the third one. Actually, you may already have noticed, if you're used to Loop, that the map here is a little different than what we had in the past. And that's because we've updated the different map layers that are available in Loop. So the default map layer will be this one. It's a map layer that is a bit easier to read. It's a bit cleaner as well. It's easier to read because you can see here that the residential areas are in light gray and the industrial and commercial areas in which you're probably going to be more interested are a bit more lighter gray even. So you can see, for instance, here near the East Side Gallery that there is such an area, here in Lichtenberg as well. And yeah, the parks as usual are in green. And the darker grays here are actually, I think, symmetries. So it's a bit cleaner, easier to read. And you have also other styles that come with it. You have a lighter one where it's even there are even less colors, which might be good for screenshots, for instance. Then you have the basic one. This hasn't changed too much. And then there is a satellite map. So everything is to be found here at the bottom right. And the satellite map is actually a big update because the previous map, depending on the regions, but generally was very much outdated. Just as an example, this area, which is Europa City in Berlin, which was finished to be built around 2021, was not built. It was still a construction site. What you will see is that with these new maps, at least for Germany, you should get data that's pretty recent. If I browse on Berlin, I know, for instance, that this area of construction near the Hohenschönhausen Sportforum was started to be built at the start of this year. So it is pretty recent imagery. And with this new provider that we have, the maps will also be updated regularly. So it will be easier for you to see what's around potential sites. All right. This was the third feature I wanted to talk about. I am moving on to the fourth. And the fourth is about data accuracy and catchment analysis. So when you analyze a location and you have some prediction that looks low, or you are a bit suspicious about the results, sometimes it might be the results might be lower than what you expect because you are not connected to the right road. Let me illustrate with a concrete example. Here we have a location, Hellweg, which is a competitor that's here in Moabit in Berlin. And you can see that there is a parking here, and the front of this shop, or the parking entry, is here, and this is the exit, if I remember correctly. Actually, when you check with our new tool, I need to enable the catchments. When you check with our new tool, show road connection, you will see that this location connects to the back road, to this Kitzhofstraße. And this is a bit of an issue because the location, as we saw on the satellite map, is connected to the front road, and connecting to a back road would mean that it takes more time to go to the main road, and it means that in the end the catchment is actually slightly smaller than you would expect. Of course, this is a bit of an edge case, but it's still a very interesting thing here to see that the location connects to the back road, because it can explain some differences in results. So if you see in your project that there's some catchments that look suspiciously small, you may want to check this new tool, show and hide road connection. And if this is the case, that one of your location doesn't connect to the right road, what I would encourage you to do is simply to move this location. So in this case, I would just say, I move this location to the bin, and I just recreate it here, so that hopefully when I recreate it and I do this, we are connected to the right road. All right. So this is also available. And on to the last change that I want to talk about, and that's the visualization panel here. Hopefully it should be much simpler than in the past. What you're going to find is that there's no explore mode anymore. If you want to see the statistics without catchments, you simply enable statistics. They will appear on the map here. I'll just change the background back to default. If you want to see statistics in combination with catchments, for instance, select a location to see its catchment. You simply need to select both of them together. If you simply want to see the reachability catchment, you need to disable the statistics, so you will get this simple visualization. And if you want to see some of the advanced visualizations, such as cannibalization, or unreachable areas, or demand attraction, those are still here, but you need to have statistics and catchment selected before, because these visualizations are conditional on the fact that a catchment is visible on the map and the statistics are enabled. And this is the cannibalization visualization. And as usual, the explanation for each one of these visualization can be found here under this eye. All right, what else to be said? You will also have here the traffic, vehicle traffic available, which you can enable at the same time as statistics. And if you had a heat map, you would also find it here. But of course, I'm pretty sure you will find it if you have it present in your project. And this is about it for this release notes. Congratulations if you made it to the end. Thanks for sticking with me. As usual, please let me know if you have any questions, any feedback. Always happy to answer. And yeah, otherwise I would see you in the next video. Bye-bye.